actually is also a colleague, so it's an in-house guest we have, and you'll be seeing him a lot more. So we will be sharing amongst ourselves. So sometimes you will see me, sometimes you will see him, sometimes you see there's also a third person. So his name is Ifeanyi Iheagwara. Yeah, I still struggle a bit with pronouncing his last name. And he's going to share with us on wildcards in Excel. He's someone who has been into this data analysis space across different, some are like interest-based groups and also company, and he's done a how will I put it now? Like when somebody has tried to fuse a lot of things together, that one thing that is common amongst them all is the data analysis. And he has an interesting background too. So he comes from a science background, not really data related, but he's been able to transition fully. And like they say, when there's one of my best books, most of my data analysis books are written by people whose original, even career or educational background came from a different field. And why I found out that why I enjoy theirs more than those who have been doing it all this while is they're able to take you on a level that is much more connecting, than somebody who has never had to not do it before. And so for me, it's one aspect that I know many people will find engaging. From him is going to be able to share with you in a way that you can always relate with, no assumptions made. So I'm going to call up stage Ifeanyi. So Ifeanyi, stage is yours, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can share yours. And so I'm turning off my video, muting my mic. I'll be in the chat box. So we're good.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're talking about Whitecards character in Excel. Okay, so Whitecard characters are special characters in Excel that enable you they kind of use them to replace either a character or a single character or multiple characters. Okay, so
just to mention, I don't know if you noticed, your screen is not showing, or you're not yet sharing yet.
Oh, I'm sharing already.
It's okay. Maybe you will do it again. It's because it's not showing anymore.
Is it showing now?
Yes, now it is. Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, so now it is.
Okay.
All right. Carry on.
Okay, so in Excel, we really have three Whitecards characters. We have the asterisk sign, which can be used to replace any numbers. We also have the question mark sign, which is used to replace just a single character. So unlike the asterisk replace multiple characters. So something like this, since it has as we go forward, you understand. Then you can use then this symbol represents it's just as an identifier for a wildcard. So if a wildcard is in a cell, you can use this to know if there's a wildcard in that cell. So wildcard characters, there are so many applications of them in Excel. You can use them to count non-blank rows. You can use them to count. You can use them as a form of search engine. Using VLOOKUP. You can use it for find and replace. You can use it to filter, and you can also use them in your formulas. So far, are there any questions?
I think everybody followed you well up to this stage.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with counting of non-blanks. So for the counting of non-blanks, so I'm going to assume that so assuming they have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then in this cell I have space. It shows nothing because it's just a space, but that's the character. So to count, if I want to count maybe how many items are here, so normally we use our counts if they, yeah, it continues to find the number of cells that are not empty. And if we drag this and goes it shows us 6. But if we use our count if, but if we use the count if and we do this, okay, sorry, range. So in the count if, you pick your range and you pick your criteria. So in this place, in the criteria, what we're supposed to do is to pick this, and then you use the asterisk symbol, which shows that you're saying to count, even though as far as there's a character in that cell, you should count it. That's one of the applications of the asterisk symbol for the count of non-blocks using Whitecard characters. Then where you go to, I also mentioned that you can use this as a form of a search engine in Excel. So to use it for a search engine, let's assume that only gets a list of names using the Nigeria market data. Let's sorry, I picked the wrong one. So it's 9 names. Okay, so yeah, these are various names of people. So let's assume we're trying to find a particular name in this list. Maybe we want to find everybody's whose name starts with ADE or whose name starts with AD. So we use a VLOOKUP. And when we use the VLOOKUP, so you look for the lookup value. So we're trying to look for everybody that their name starts with AD. Lookup. So this is what we're trying to look for. Then the table array is this in column 1, and doesn't mean much. So when you do this, you say you don't get people whose name starts with AD, because technically according to VLOOKUP, there's no name here that is simply AD. It's AD with other characters behind it. So to correct this, a more appropriate way of using this would be, so here we put, if we want any name that starts with AD, so what we do, we'll use a wildcard characters. So you put equals to, you put, the and is with your wildcard character, which is asterisk. And as you say, the first name appears. That's it. If you wanted any name that has AD, no matter if it is in front or behind AD, then we'll have to use. Then yeah, we'll use we'll apply we'll the wildcard characters below. Yeah, we'll put the wildcard characters before, and we'll put the wildcard characters. Either we'll put the wildcard characters in front of what we're looking for and behind what we're looking for, since we want as far as there's AD in the sentence. So for this, we'll put asterisk. We'll leave the asterisk. Then we'll put our and. And when we include it, okay, this didn't work because, sorry, 6, 14, so let's log this. Okay, so it shows us the names that starts with AD and ends with AD. That's one application of the wildcard characters using as a form of a search engine. You can always use it for your find and replace and for filtering. Because it's for our find and replace and for filtering. So for the find and replace, okay, let me make this a table. Let me make a different table. Be Kenya. Sorry. So let me say this is an Indian. Okay, so maybe it's a table. So assume we're going to look for whoever is from Nigeria in our list with a filtering. So yeah, we could do text that contains. So if we could do maybe NIJ, and we use the asterisk, and it filters those. Okay, so that's one application of using during the filtering. You can also use it.
I'm fine now. Everything is great.
We also have used it here, and maybe asterisk, and it features everybody with that's AD. We can also use it in front, and it shows us this guy since he has AD in his name, and so that's one of the functions of the wildcard characters. We have also used it for our find and replace. So for the find and replace, we'll go to sort and filter. We'll go to find and select. Find options. So yeah, we could say we are looking for Nigerian, maybe asterisk, the Nigerian asterisk, and find out, and it shows us this, and we have, and now we can simply replace it with whatever we want to replace it, use the white characters. So that's right now all the functions of the Whitecards characters in Excel.
I hope that's not the end of it, because we are just at about 60 minutes into it. But anybody has questions? So there's a question anyway. Maybe I should go delete my answer. So since we are natural junction of questions. So someone asked a question.
Okay, if you have the, okay, he said if you do a text that contains indeed, do you still need the Whitecard characters? Okay, so no, you don't need the Whitecard characters in that case. Okay, so let's assume this is a university data set. Let me assume this is the ID. So let's say, depending on your department, depending on, okay, let's say this is the ID. Let me use this as your course of study. This is the course of study. This is the course of study. So this is only medicine, and this is chemical engineering. This is also in engineering, however, it's electrical engineering. So in a case like this, you could still use you can still use the test that contains what you can also use it. Okay, besides this, you can also use it in formulas. I think that would be a better output using wildcard characters, in the sense that, okay, maybe this is sales data set, and these are the sales for each person. One 23, 5, 67, 75, 56. So it's because a sum if and the criteria. So for the criteria, could use, okay, body that has NIG.
Hello, Ifeanyi, are you still there? I'm not sure if.
I'm still there.
Oh, sorry. I thought maybe something went wrong.
No, nothing wrong. Then for the last one, the identifier of the wildcard characters. So if we assume we get a form and want to know want to find out which, like, the available questions in the list of requests we got. So we got different requests from our users, and we got somewhere like my name is and we got and we also got and we want to find out like which are the questions. We could also apply a wildcard characters for this using a search. This is if we apply this below, we got value. So these are question marks. So to make this maybe better, we could have this an if error. Then we could apply an if to it. This is a question. You should tell us. So this is an application of a wildcard characters in Excel. You could use the to determine even of the response were a question, since the question mark is a wildcard character.
So checking again in case there are any questions. Okay, any questions from everyone? We have a fairly large house. I can see some familiar names. And hi to all the main one folks in the house. I can see a lot of us are in. Anyone has a question for our guest before he moves on? Is there anything he's done that maybe was too fast for you? You want him to show you again, or you're trying to connect this to reality. So you're trying to think of, oh, where I have a situation, will it work for it? So now is a good opportunity to ask. So if no question, I think I have one anyway. So my question is, so like the example you did on the counting of non-blanks, okay? So my question is, is there a difference between the normal count? What if I had done the counter? Will it be different from that approach of the count if?
We did a counter and it wasn't any different from it. Since the counter shows that the counter shows that as far as the shell is not empty, it's going to pop out. So the counter would have also done the same thing that we did, but if maybe we remove the counter would have done the exact same thing. But the count, yes, we have done the exact same thing.
Okay, so that was my question. Are there other things you have to show us, or have we run through everything? It looks like the house is a very quiet one today.
No, this is mostly everything I need to show. How to use it for search, how to use it, then how to apply the single and any wildcard characters, and how to use the identifier.
Okay. So anybody, I don't want to mention names yet, but then I might be pushed to start mentioning names, huh? So anyone has any? So we've asked for question. Nobody has said he or she has a question. So I want to give the opportunity for you have a comment, a contribution, before I move to some other things. Okay, yeah, I can see Emmanuel's hand is up. So Emmanuel, yes, please, let's hear from you.
Yeah, good evening, Michael.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, mine is no much of a question. We've been following the session, but I would want to ask, for practice sake, is there a way we can lay hands on this recorded video?
Yes, it's uploaded by Tuesday.
Okay.
On the YouTube
That's
channel.
basically what I wanted to ask.
Okay. I'll post the YouTube channel, so latest Tuesday should be up. So I'll quickly post it now, so that once you just subscribe to the channel, once it's up, you will get a notification and the video of this session, and even you can even check it for any other session you've missed that might be interesting to you. So thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anybody has a contribution? Any other before I move to some questions for our guests? Before I move to my own questions, anyway. Okay, so I guess that means I can move to our own questions, to my questions. Okay, so question number, we have two questions we ask all guests, so and it would be nice to hear yours. So I'll start with, I know you've done, it's not just Excel you do, you've dabbled into the other deep end of data analytics, the ones that involve coding, and you've also had to do across the spectrum, BI, the typical reactive reporting via Microsoft Excel, and they're trying to do some things around prediction and all that might involve maybe Python. So my question is, for a lot of people too who they want to just get into this space and they are just faced with so many options, so many, like everybody says, this is good to know, that is good to know, this is good to know, that is good to know, and they're just overwhelmed. What will be your own, how have you been able to navigate this labyrinth of non-ending information, tools, and all, to begin to say, okay, this is how to have a structured approach to breaking into this field? So what would be your own advice? Like, what's your own opinion on how someone can focus this data analysis space?
Okay, for data analysis space, I think the easiest way is for you to probably belong to a community. Like you should also start with joining the community. A lot of them on, there should be a lot of them on Twitter. Then also on Telegram. There's also, we will have some in-house, the Excel group and everything. Because actually, like Michael said, there's actually a lot of information and you could actually have information overloads. So first of all, to start, I'll actually say you should always start with Excel. Excel is basically the basic. Like if you understand Excel, entering Power BI or Tableau wouldn't be so hard. Then you also have to know what you want. You want to go into data, you want to go into data analysis and maybe data science. Then yeah, you could, after learning Excel, you could move Euromark to either Power BI for data modeling, or you could also move to Tableau. Then you could also dabble into Python and maybe machine learning. But you should always you always fall back to Excel, because Excel is still like the model of, or like at least the basic. Like you can't do without at least learning Excel. And it's always good to have a community where you could always talk to someone and ask questions and get feedback.
Thanks. I'm going to try and post the Excel Big House community, the Nigeria Excel user. So I'm going to do that right now. So anyone who is wanting to take that approach to fast tracking and putting some bit of structure and momentum to their journey into data analysis, you'll be able to take advantage of that. So while I'm trying to do that, I can also go into the next question. So I've grabbed the link. You can join. I've also posted the YouTube channel.
YouTube link, yeah.
Excel community. We have, I think there are over 1,000 people in it right now in the community. You can join the Excel community via this link I'm sharing. It's on Telegram now, and it's a very rich group. It's a focus group too, so it's not like those groups you join and they discuss everything. So this is very well. We have Mr. Victor ensures. So the person really holding the group, Victor Momo, is also in the session. I would have called him to say something, but he's been accusing us of always trying to smuggle him into things without his consent. But yeah, now that I've said it, we would like to hear from you too if you have anything to add. I know you are a master of Wildcards, so in case if there's any usage scenario that we've left out that you think it would be nice for us all to know, it would be cool. So the other question I have for you is, yeah, so if you look at your profile, you know, you started out from a field that maybe by now you should be part of the people developing the COVID-19 vaccine for us in Nigeria, right? And you've abandoned all of that. You've decided that we should go find our own solution to COVID-19, or you would rather dabble in you would rather play in the data analytics space. So why, you know, why that interesting turn of career?
Okay. While school, I was mostly interested in research. In doing research, I use most of the data analysis softwares, and I don't know, I kind of liked playing around with data better than working in a lab. So yeah, so like I said, working in the health tech and stuff, but I'll work in using the guys that maybe not those that would get the data, but those that maybe will analyze the aftermath of after they've done data gathering.
Okay, that's a good one. So at least there's still a way what you do can add value to that space. So okay, makes sense. Then all right, it looks like we are coming close to the end. If there are no more questions, then this will be a very short session today. Well, we've always had sessions that are much longer, so maybe this will balance it. So on average, the sessions will begin to become more of 1 hour session again. I think last week too, the one we had with Muhammad too, we struggled to use up the 1 hour, you know. So any questions from anyone or any addition, comments, at least regarding what we've covered? Then as for the, well, I'm not sure we did anything really serious that might require us sharing the practice file with them, right? It looked a bit more like everything you did, you generated it right from this session. So,
Yeah.
or
Should
we share the file?
I could still share the practice file if anyone wants to try it out and write a full comments on it.
Okay. So what do we think? Are we interested in the practice files, or we should not worry since pretty much everything done were from data generated right within the session? Your answer is going to determine, because to be sincere, we don't, on my part, I've always been forgetting to email practice files. So the only way I send out practice files is to send it before I end the meeting. Because once I end the meeting, you know, before I blink is Monday, I blink again is Wednesday, I blink again is Sunday again. I'm like, why is the world rushing to end? Okay, so yeah, Mr. Manuel says he's interested in the practice file. What's the quickest way? Do you want to email it to me, or do you want to upload it on a Google Drive and give us the link so we have it?
Yeah, I'll email it to you, and I'll post it on the YouTube link, the YouTube video.
Okay, that's a very good way to ensure people have it. Okay, so I think we have come to the end of today's session. Then it's actually become a short one, and but nonetheless, it's not short based on content. It's short. I think if it was me, I like to tell stories. So by the time I'm done telling stories, I'm racing against time. So, but in this case, we were straight to the point, and luckily it seems everybody is getting it, and there are nobody with questions. So thank you very, very much. Let me see if I can put up the practice file before I end the session itself. Have you emailed me the file?
No, I emailed it for any reason. I told him it.
Let me take charge of the screen share back so you can email without. So as we are wrapping up, while he emails so that I can send to everyone, just to mention like two things. One is, as you probably are aware, UrBizEdge is the sponsor of this session. So we try to make everything in terms of resources, following up on people, getting guests, and setting up the platform, sacrificing our Sunday. Well, the only thing we've not done is spent money. So maybe when COVID is over, there will be a particular session we will have that we might now try to do a physical session that, you know, you get drinks and all, or maybe I don't know. We also have one that always happen that way, but that one is the bigger one in the community, the Nigerian Excel user. So we might decide that we just tell everybody to attend that one, or we also try and do one Sunday session that will be physical, and it will be very short, the same pattern, 1 hour, but then it will be a physical session, and maybe we'll get to sell ourselves. But before that happens, we'll still keep doing the physical one, this virtual one. And if you have anyone who requires any training, we'll be very happy if you let them know that we run trainings, so that we'll be in job, we'll be able to have salaries, to not worry about doing extra job on Sundays. That will not make us be able to run the webinar. So if you need any trainings around Excel, financial modeling, Power BI, and if it's an online class you want, we also do online training. And if you want to access our full tutorials that are free to access, you can also go on our website and access them. So Ifeanyi has sent me the file. Let me upload the file now, since that's the only thing that is keeping the session on. Once I upload the file, then I'll be able to share the link for you to grab it, and then we can go enjoy the rest of our Sunday. So I'm uploading the file, downloaded. Where did the thing download to? Stream. I just downloaded it now. Wildcards. Okay, great. I've seen it. Okay. Okay, so congratulations to everyone. We have come to the end of today's session. I've posted the link. Hey, Oga Victor, you say Excel is the new enjoyment. I don't think I fully understand, but I'll go ask you for what you mean later. So thank you very, very much to everyone who has joined today. By 6 o'clock, we are going to have another session on Power BI. So if you're interested in that one, I am going to give you the link that you can use to register right now for the session. So let me just grab for you the link and paste. And if you remember, I've posted the link for you to access the recordings. The only other link I've not yet posted is in case you are interested in our free or paid tools, solutions, and all, you can go on our website. Apart from just trainings, we also provide tools. You saw Ifeanyi use an add-in, Nigeria Market Data add-in. If you go on our website, you will see how you can download everything. So thank you very much. Have a very nice Sunday. Rest of the Sunday is almost gone, and a nice week ahead. And thank you, Ifeanyi, for the excellent enlightenment on wildcards and all. I've picked one place that I'm going to be using it more at. I've always used it to find an place, but I've seldom used it in VLOOKUP. So with this now, I'm beginning to think of lookup formulas that I do that I might start squeezing it in. So thank you very, very much, and everyone, bye. Have a nice Sunday. The recording will be up by tomorrow, or latest Tuesday.
Latest Tuesday.
So thank you, everyone. Bye bye, and have a nice. Yes, sir.
Thank you.